There we go. Hello everybody, welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, and Merry Christmas to everybody, the holidays. So, first and foremost, I want to apologize for not streaming on Monday. As it turns out, my sub ran out, and I didn't quite have the funds to renew it. That's all been solved now, and I'm back to streaming on today. However, as a heads up, today is likely going to be a rather condensed stream. No guarantees, but I have a feeling that I'll only be able to stream for a couple hours today as opposed to the usual 4-hour stream, simply because of how busy I am with some other stuff. But that all being said, we're going to do a quick recap. Damnation is upon us. The final days are in full swing here in Thavnir, and the premise of them is, needless to say, a little bit fucking terrifying. The idea basically being that people's ether is corrupting due to the final days, essentially decaying and rotting away at the sort of perception of negative emotion seems to be what's causing it. So, hypothetically, say I'm already having a pretty bad time. I'm down in the dumps, right? And more stuff just adds on to my day to compound it. That feeling of hopelessness essentially turns you into a giant fucking eldritch demon. And by extension, those around you that fall into similar despair, simply seeing you transform into this kind of thing, also trigger a transformation. It's bad news all around, but Graha has proposed something. Guys, we're going back to Norvrandt. We're going back to go see our good old friend Elidibus, because as Graha has told us, we didn't really kill Elidibus. He's still around. He's just trapped in the Crystal Tower. So we're gonna go see Elidibus and say, hey buddy, been a while. You happen to have a way to fix the final days? He's like, oh yeah, we had one, you killed him. So I'm eager to see how this all plays out with going back to good old Elidibus, and I'm wondering if he'll still be mad at us. All right, so let's go ahead and start this off. Return to the Crystarium. Take this, Fel, my spirit vessel. Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower systems in the umbilicus. Even if the smallest fragment of Elidibus essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Ascensor Gate. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest, that I'm happy, hardships and all. All this Shadowbringers nostalgia, it's like we're going back in time. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again ere long. Yeah, no, man. It's crazy to think that I started playing Shadowbringers almost over a month ago. That shit's nostalgic for me at this point. I mean, to be fair, Shadowbringers and Heavensport are very nostalgic for me. Anytime he gets the chance, it's like, here, take my blood. It is kind of funny, isn't it, how willing he is to just, here, take my blood. All right, we're here. We're back. Where's Lena? Would she be... where would Lena be, actually? Oh, right. She would be near Fort Job. All right. One. Again, I'm so glad I got the Aether Currents for most of these areas, by the way. Makes traversal so much easier. And there she is. Lena, I have news from your grandpapa. Well, you are returned. Yes, hello. Have you been well, you and the others? We've no shortage of troubles, but we're well enough. Then things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. He said this to you, these exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Vel, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile a request as though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we would work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. That sounds decent. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. Anyways, I have urgent business. Have you recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled in stark contrast to how cheerful she's been of late. Oh, so Reen is definitely aware then. She and the other Crystarium youths just hosted a festival, you see. It proved so popular that there were already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. I'm so glad I did the empty, by the way. So when I saw her in this state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what had troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Also, to quickly touch on the Stormblood thing. I enjoyed Stormblood's story for what it was, but I felt that it was immensely let down by a lot of its pacing and the quest structure. It was the first time for me in the game where the narrative quest structure of, okay, now we're in a new place, go talk to locals and see how they feel about the current situation. The quest is like 4 different quests of go talk to locals, and then you go back to Alizé or to Lys, and then it's like, okay, now that we know what's going on, how can we help the locals? Now go help the locals. And to me, it was just very repetitive. I understand the intent, but it was just very repetitive in Stormblood. Not to mention, again, music fatigue of playing the Stormblood theme over and over and over again, the same leitmotif over and over again. Whereas Shadowbringers, Endwalker, Heavensward, all of it has different leitmotifs and different musical tracks that they can go back to, right? Almost all side content figures into things here and there. It makes the adventure feel all fuller. You know, I understand that. I'm just saying because I mostly stuck to MSQ for Stormblood, and I guess maybe playing it all in one go, as far as like, I played Stormblood, and I think what feels like about a week and a half, I think, and then post-game took about an extra 2 days. Oh, you're not talking about Stormblood there, okay. Okay, yeah, wasn't sure. Plus, making me talk to locals makes me feel like darkness and darkness skull and destiny. I like how you say destiny and not, I'm just saying I enjoy when MSQ references non-MSQ. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Oh wait, what was that? The following event cannot be skipped. Oh boy. All right, let's see what's what. When MSQ references non-MSQ, it's good. Makes you feel like the world is alive. Also, while I'm at it, let me open up a soda. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Vel? Oh my god, it's Becklug. Ha, it is! Full glad am I to see you hale and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we're planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. Yeah! There is no question to how there is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just for one now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Who offered me the greatest struggle? I instinctively want to say Hades, but I'm trying to think back to my time in Shadowbringers. I wonder what this I wonder what this one might be. Let's do this one. Opening and answering, we will see that your account of this battle features prominently in the tome. I'm gonna guess that's the battle with Elidibus, right? Oh, I think the last one is just like other. Oh, really? Oh, Oversoul's in particular, remind him not to overexert himself again and again until his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Or I don't want to commit to an answer. Ah, fair enough. I should have probably said Hades then. Oh, funny enough, there was a quest similar to this in Heavensward. It was for rebuilding the, Oh, it's the children. Tim, it's really him. What are you doing here? If we're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Ricky. You'd only give him a stomachache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guards finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. While I know that I want to be a mage, our kill isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. Why not all three? They all seem to be right, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about a lot of things. He isn't here? Aww. Ooh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits our kill best? Axe, sword, or bow? Given you bear a striking resemblance to Ardbert, I almost instinctively want to say the axe, but yeah, unless it specifies giant sword, I'm not interested. I may be playing Paladin. I'm doing it only out of necessity. The axe. If you took up the axe, you could be just like Ardbert, the Warrior of Light. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular though, I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Fare thee well, children. Now then, we're waiting for Reen, I suppose. If you pick sword, they mention Brandon. If you pick bow, they mention Renda Ray. Ah, okay. Such fun he's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Who? Oh. Oh. Oh no. Guys, my fae friend is pissed. Why do you say it like a question? Where's the love, the respect, the awe? But disappointed I am as I overlook this, but as disappointed as I am, I'll overlook it this once. I know you have a lot on your mind right now. So my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? How do you know? I joined as we are, spying on you as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Whatever that means. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate we fae folk is bound to that of the star. Whether it goes, so too do we follow, such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Ah, but here are the ones we were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End. Bye, fool. Hello, Reen. I almost thought... Give me a sec. I almost thought she would have Gaia with her. Vel, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your own leisure. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling in like the pit of my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that... I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me. A connection to something immense. These past few days, though, the connection has wavered. As if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. The game just forgets about Gaia, to be honest. Oh, that's unfortunate, because I kind of liked her. And then the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling that it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what happened. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. Oh, excuse me. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Vel, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Damnation is upon us. Yeah, the other side of non-MSQ, if they can't be sure you did it, they can't fully commit to using it on MSQ. Which is unfortunate because the coils gets brought up in voice dialogue, meaning that it's canon. Whereas, like, well, I guess canon isn't the right word, but, like, it gets brought up directly, right? But stuff like, side content just really doesn't, which is kind of unfortunate because Omega gets brought up, fucking our adventures with Alexander get brought up, but, you know. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarat has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the first, so don't worry about us, please. Look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. I mean, I'm gonna be real, I have a feeling that if the final days happens here in Norvrandt, people just aren't gonna survive. We lost a lot of people in Thavnir. Out of sheer, like, instinctual reaction alone to, like, what was happening. I have my doubts about Norvrandt surviving the same fate. Alize, for example, when fighting the Warriors of Darkness, will have a much more distant relationship with you when summoning her sword, and not talk about standing by your side as you stood by hers. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I suppose that is interesting. If you didn't do coils, some of the dialogue does change and makes it so Alize isn't as attached to you, right? Hope upon a flower. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult the Litibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena, decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. Alright then. Oh, Elidibus! It's time to speak with our good old friend Elidibus. Hang on. Oh, Bell, time to do Bozja and Eureka. Wait, why? Why Bozja and Eureka specifically? See you in 3 months. You do get Kryl and Graha lore in Eureka. Oh, I see. Well, that might be good to do before Dawn Trail then. I probably won't do all of it, but I'll do some of it. Ah, Master Vel, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Oh boy. Oh man. Computer.
Authentication complete. Please state your business.
I'm here to speak to Elidibus.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
I've always pronounced it Syracuse. Hello? Windows 11 skins cat blood.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
My home. My friends. No more than a dream. You. Why have you awakened me?
He sounds
I no longer
upset.
sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Yeah, so, I may have accidentally killed your god. I'm sorry.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
Oh, he sounds so sad.
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
I'm sorry.
Why apologize for receiving a favor of the defeated? If it sits ill, consider it payment for freeing Lord Zodiac from servitude.
Oh. I mean, when you put it that
Where
way.
to begin? The end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him, long ago.
Before Amon.
Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days.
That's fucking tragic. The guy that came up with the way to stall the final days is the guy that... Oh. That's gotta be some heavy shit.
And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation. So consumed by self-loathing and hate.
Yeah.
Elpis. Yes, the name is familiar to me. Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
A place?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there, and before joining the convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
Oh.
That is all I know. The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived. Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis.
Huh?
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility. And a truth that fills my heart.
Yeah, I know he probably means a Zem.
I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course. You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Oh, shit.
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
Oh, shit!
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
Without the time stones?
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned.
Less tangible.
In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change.
Huh.
For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days.
Of course.
You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
Yeah. Can't change the past, change the present. Grandfather paradox rules, yeah.
Will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey? Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act. You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic. The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular. All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence. Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
No, but I thought you meant it like...
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go and do not look back.
How does this game manage it, man?
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude. It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
All right. Well, here's hoping it all goes good. Oh, there I go flying again. Space bun coast to coast. It's kind of crazy where we're going in this game. Oh. Okay. Me a ghost. Whoa. Holy fuck, y'all were tall. Like, I kind of figured from, like... I kind of figured, right? But seeing them in person like this, they're fucking tall. Guide-like man. The man stands dutiful by the aetheryte-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives you absolutely no indication. As Elidibus warned, it appears your form is intangible. Can I attune to this? Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Black-robed man. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and half-mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated Amarat. It would seem you have made it to your destination. Hello? You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities. Get the... Listen, my warrior of light is Hey, fuckhead! Down here! I find it so funny that they felt the need to say, oh, by the way, you also cuss him out. Conversing woman. This is the right place, yes? Propylion? The facility is called Propylion. Propylion? You attempt and gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. I guess anyone would be if the world asked for favors of them all the time. Yep, fair enough. Sturdy door. Can I at least open the door? How to open it? Eh.
And here we are, Elpis.
Oh, I know that voice.
Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Oh man, I can't
now.
open.
Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
It's my friend. And oh my god. Wait, can he? Can he see me?
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
He really was Mr. Sex. Oh my god.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
Oh, he sees us.
That's odd.
He sees us.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Oh.
Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image.
Oh, it's not that. Okay, hold
So
on.
let's leave
It's
it
not
be.
that he knows we're here, it's that he fucking hates them.
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Oh my god.
Who do you take me for?
No, that's how
Why,
we usually
a dear
talk.
friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
I find it very funny that Hades here has, I mean, it's interesting how the design has changed. His eyes are like less sunken than they were before, which I mean, should be obvious as to
You
why,
may
right?
open your eyes.
I'm tangible. Oh my god!
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
Oh, this is Hythlodaeus.
Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
I guess, yeah,
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
yeah.
So tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
It's a long story, man.
You do not know? Or cannot say? Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
I seek a man named Hermes. I want to learn about Elpis.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend. And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well.
My soul is artificial orange flavor. It's US Fanta flavored.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
Azem was very mischievous. They fit as a bunny ears lawyer
Besides,
trope. Well, how
having a
appropriate.
mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here. Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge, Elpis.
Holy fuck. The world unsundered. Is that...
This presence.
That's Vena. Oh my god, axolotls!
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
Wait, is the weather not supposed to be like this? Weather says it's foggy. Oh my god. Oh, and you're wearing a convocation uniform. Cool. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive such concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of the process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for an in-depth observation and study. I can summon a chocobo out of thin air. I dare say you will enjoy touring with us. Holy fuck, we're about to spend a whole section doing the actual thing that I was super interested in last time and for Shadowbringers. We're essentially exploring a quote-unquote defunct / dead kind of like society, but in its full glory. That's crazy. Hold on, let me... Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Selk wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. Nope, can't do that. No? In that case, Emmett Selk? No, your whim, your responsibility. You're getting not another thimble of aether out of me. Ha! The way he scripts sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. As a heads up, there's a part of this section's plot many consider divisive. Really? So we're getting to that point then. Because I had heard about this, going into Endwalker, that while many agree that it is the best culmination of everything we've experienced so far, there is definitely something about it that leaves people a little wanting. Yes, these creatures should suffice. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, two of these. There are 3 species here, but I believe any 2 different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your aether is still thin and compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the pedaludi first. Good luck. All right. It's been a hot minute since I played the game. Oh wait, I killed it. Damn. Oh wait, no. Okay, well we got the scales. Oh yeah, you're right. It is Ravana's minions. There we go. Go. I like the little plucked strings in the battle theme. I know some folks don't like it. Oh. I don't mind it personally, but I can see why people don't vibe with it. There we go. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, no, I can understand why, but I personally don't mind the battle theme. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but when we're trying not to stand out, try it on for size. You turn living beings into clothing? Just like that? Wait, won't someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off, and besides, we can always make more petaludi. They only need a tiny amount of aether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett Selk speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No. Best to simply say that you are a familiar. Question is, whose? Ah, of course, Azem's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of his presence, absolutely. Were he here, he'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. Yeah, it sounds like Azem was quite a, Azem was quite a man. Azem is a little weirdo. He would make something like you. Alright, so let me cast Glamour. Hang on. On what it is I'm currently wearing. Oh, I guess put it in my armory chest. 1 second. There we go. And then cast Glamour. And I believe it was this and... 1 second. There we go, at least for now. In search of Hermes. Hythlodaeus is ready to continue on if you are. If you're ready, let us continue along the path of Anagnosis. I mean, he stopped the volcano with us because he thought the Great Land it was about the one with oceans he told Elidibus. So this may be the points in the direction of Hermes. Alright, let's get going. But yeah, no, I find this insanely interesting already. Just the fact that we're chilling out with Hythlodaeus and Emmett Selk in their heyday. Oh, and now the skies are clearing up. Wait, I thought you couldn't create concepts out of thin air. Oh, this one I already had on me. But look at the night sky. See anything missing? The moon is missing, seemingly. So if your royalized female Azem was also a woman, Azem's gender matches your own. Oh, interesting. Yes, can I help you? We wish the sheik Cheek? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well, now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. As I say, Hythlodaeus, while I've never met Hermes, you know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his aether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emet and I can discern the color of souls. By the same token, we can also see the aether quite keenly and from great distances. With the skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt that it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much of for your own enjoyment, like as not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. That is kind of interesting, isn't it? That they don't necessarily value anything in individualism, and they're all like for the greater good type stuff. Whoa! Unicorn! My, what a curious familiar. I suppose your creator sent you here to learn about our ways, and perhaps achieve even some degree of enlightenment. So what would you ask of me? Tell me about yourself. Like most of my colleagues here at Anagnosis, I am charged with observing the various creations in our care and assessing their suitability for life on Aether. Oh. It's an enormous responsibility, of course, though the sense of achievement from bringing new species into the world makes it all the worthwhile. What kind of place is this? Anagnosis is one of the most important facilities in Elpis, as it is here that we ascertain the various merits and shortcomings of the various flora and fauna in our care. It derives its name from the ethos in the center of our work, that being the discovery of the creation's true nature. Only by allowing them to coexist in an environment such as this do they reveal unto us the essence of their being. Okay. Fun fact, you can get a unicorn mount as part of the White Mage questline. Really? Well, guys? Guys? I thought I'd never fucking see you again, you little hellspawn creature. It's fucking Rat Kate Sith. I hate him. Alright, I'll talk to Hermes in a bit. Observing voracious predators and the like is an incredibly dangerous occupation. Yes, yes it is. Which is precisely why I keep my distance and leave the rest of you familiars. After all, I am far too important to risk my net gathering during samples and the like. For a familiar, you appear quite inquisitive. Perhaps you were created to learn. Well, if there's anything you wish to know, I would be glad to explain. I've been waiting for you to continue the Heavensward Raid series, Vil. I don't know. I may need to go back and actually try those raids again, just because I know that when I was trying to do them, I was generally just very zonked out and kind of out of it. Like, I was not vibing with those raid series. I almost thought it was fucking Undertale music there for a minute.
Ah, you are...
Whoa.
Oh. Different. You're different too. You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, that's better. I can hear you.
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? May we please be friends?
She reminds me of,
Ah, I see you found him.
It's Ladeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation.
Emmett Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
it's crazy to not hear Fandaniel.
Given
Well,
your
sorry,
facility's
it's crazy to hear
purpose,
Hermes.
its
He has
remote location is
Fandaniel's
something
voice and he
of a
doesn't
necessity.
sound fucking
Would
insane.
that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to... Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes?
Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star.
Meteon.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
I will be curious to know what exactly changed with
What's wrong, Hermes?
with Hermes.
An amostoma is missing.
Oh? Because, what do you mean what changed with Hermes? So,
I may have
it
found it.
seems very poetic for
creature
me
with
that
the
the man
selfsame
who was
ether as
tasked
those
with
there,
finding a cure for the
nestled in
final
boughs of a
days,
tree outside the grounds.
in his sundered reincarnated state as Fandaniel, is the one that brought it on.
You're saying they can climb with their sorry excuses for limbs?
Yes.
The fashion has been to imbue.
Yeah, I know this is. I know that's not Fan Daniel. That's
Ever since
Hermes.
the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish.
This is before he came onto the convocation.
The ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however. Excuse me.
Oh good, I didn't miss it. Sleepy bitch disease take me, lol.
I'll help too.
Lore of how mounts can fly.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Ancients just kind of found it fun to make flying everything. Yeah, so pretty much everything can fly. Things that fly are cool, so everything can fly. That's, I mean, that's kind of neat. Also, wait, I'm guessing... I knew it! There are aether currents here. Wait, so this means that we'll be able to come back here at any point, right? Interesting how that works if this is supposed to be like in... like a point in time rather than, you know... northeast. Well, they wouldn't design a whole area for nothing. Fair enough, I suppose. There are aetherites here. Yeah, good point. Oh, I'm guessing it's over there. Don't think about it too hard for now, I guess. Understandable. Let me go up here real quick. Southeast. Aha! Found you! Oh, I know Hermes isn't here. I'm just getting the aetherite. Sorry, the aether current. Use the gill as the energy to use the aetherite. Of all the spells to require material components. Electrum coins. It's like cryptocurrency. But the creature knows the Abystoma. Yet though it has been safely extracted from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. What the hell? The Emberstoma, Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him and he slipped. Oh shit, do you need a hand? No, I'm fine. If a little embarrassed. Now for your own safety, please stand back. Alright, later. Ugh. Are you alright? Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Medion. Both you and, Vel. Vel Fox, you are called. An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. Wow! Doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I forgot all about its fellows. Huh? Truly? What a relief. I must thank him at Selkin and Hythlodaeus when I return to them, but first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Heck yeah! Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Anagnosis. Alrighty. Also, I spot an Aether building over there. Probably best I go attuned to that. Well, I say Aether building, just an Aetherite. Tuning. There we go. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the ambistomas are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space if you would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. We may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creature slip away again. Alright. Let's go. I'm eager to see what plot stuff comes from this.
This appears to be the place.
All right, putting my controller down for a bit.
And here is where we part ways. We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins. What? Will I have to remove you by force?
There are reasons I cannot speak freely.
Let's hear them then, these reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem your mysterious cause worthy, I may even be inclined to offer my assistance.
I am from the distant future where all of you are dead by my hand.
To his attendance.
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps. But I believe he can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
So, it's finally happened then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the Convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Van Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
Return to the Star? Does that mean die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today.
Not too dissimilar to what the Charlians have done.
Is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Van Daniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteon outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Okay. I'm in. Sorry, Vel, I didn't mean a walk perhaps. We can go for a walk? Wait, she went into the door I can't go out of. Ooh! Now it's nice and... What weather is that? Umbral wind. Umbral wind. Interesting. When others are sad, I am sad too. That's how I am, how he made me. Don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you. I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something and you tell me something. Sounds like fun. Let's talk to Menmon. He should be near his Aetherite. I'm not going to explain, but Menmon is, so I'll explain instead. Alright, Meteon is now accompanying me. What? Or anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not the ground or other isles. For that you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. Teleporters. And what have we here? Though you look like a person, you have the ears of a beast. I assume you are familiar like Meteon. Meteon. Is there something you need? This is Vel. Could you teach him about Elpis? Ah, newly arrived familiar is he? Well, I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. The testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subject to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Only since I was to do it, most shows so much about their world here. I'll be sure to do these off stream when I can, when I'm not loaded with a bunch of other stuff to do. 2v2 created in the hope of maintenance for so heed your master's will and be good. Do you hear? We will, Merman. We will. Thanks for the lesson. Yeah, turn. Now I get a turn. Where did you come from? From a place facing a great threat. There is such a place? I had no idea. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation, one not being watched. Then I'll explain my power. I feel like I may have already given away the goose a little bit there too much. It's like, I'm from somewhere that is dying. It's like, wait, what? Spriggans? What are Spriggans? Oh, do they not call them Spriggans? Oh no, we call them Orali. If there's many, it's just one. If just one, we say Aureus. Though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals and Hermes has to run after them. Okay. So it seems like a lot of the monsters that we run into, I'm gonna stop talking and just... Oh, this creation is perfect! But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. I'm gonna guess the joke is there is nothing going on in that head. I can't read it, or maybe there's nothing to read. Wait, please wait, I'll try again with you this time. Alright, read my mind. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. Oh! Wait a minute. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind, rather you are converting my emotions into words and intention, a process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or nonverbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? So what are you good at? Not these two. I'd say I'm pretty good at fighting. I'll beat him up. Ooh, fighting. That must mean you're strong. Hermes is strong too, but he doesn't like to fight, even when creations fight him. What the? I think we might be bothering it. Can we just stop looking at this damn thing? Let's keep going. We'll see you on next. She's usually in the small building on the west now. All right, good. The less we speak to that damn thing, the better. Huh, these buildings are pretty small, things considered. I mean, they're no bigger than, like, what, an apartment? So, Vel, what do I think? This is interesting as hell. Covered in syrup, I want to share it with Vel. Oh, a candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them, but you know you can't eat Medion. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Vel, but I wanted to show you my favorite thing, then I can ask about yours, but I failed. Tell her what you like. Ooh, that's what you like? Yes, yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. And it makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Vel. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Alright. These are technically dorms. Yeah, I kind of figured, right? This seems like just one big college campus. Though obviously it's also It also doubles as more of like a research facility, but I guess that's also college campuses, huh? A bit longer we might have snuck away without you. Okay, Emmett. Ah, excellent timing. It was refreshing constitutional, I hope. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Medion good. Bill wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Medion company. Well, while you were away, I finished speaking with our new guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmet Selk and Hythlodeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, then perhaps you'd like to come too. I am compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at the Proplan. Medion? Meteor, but Eon. Medion. Gotcha. I do not mind. To see the joy his presence brings Medion, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Bell is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. Medion. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward Ambystoma. Have care when you step outside of a hub. For there may be more unruly creatures about. Alright. In which case, that's my cue to do this. Whoa! That's pretty cool armor, not gonna lie. Oh, gross. Mr. Meaty? Gross. I hate that show. Harbors no malicious thoughts. Frey quietly seething. Recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If I can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it into the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fully fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomenon, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Interesting. So over... as we'll look for more aether currents to the west. It's about knowing that doing good and being good are two different things. Look, being a Dark Knight doesn't mean being malicious. Yeah, I agree. Because that was our whole thing with Frey, is that we disagreed with him on what it meant to be a Dark Knight. For him, it was dishing out your own brand of justice and not adhering to anybody's rules but your own. But for us, it was more just helping out those in need, regardless of the circumstances. Being righteous. Yes, lightning Numa. Just as Numa? Just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it is in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the Isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the Numa here to replenish their aether. Yeah, Frey was just trying to teach you that you're your own person and that you can put your foot down sometimes, which has been valuable. Would you care to assist me instead and feed the Numa? Feed the Numa. Oh, hold on. Bam! Target missed. Depth perception's a bitch. Ugh. Hang on, I'll get it. Hang on. Better to just stand like right fucking next to it. It's not on them? Oh, hold on. Use and... Oh, it's the middle. Oh, destination right over there. Okay, I see. There we go. Yeah, I was a little confused by that. Perfectly done, Vel. Look. Oh, lightning. Nom 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 nom. Speech is not the sole defining characteristics of thinking, feeling of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Numa, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Medion an arcane entity? A good question. I can answer from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. Those with exceptional vision such as Hythlodeus may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They've missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next we will head... Excuse me. Next we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Alrighty. That's right. I'm doing menial chores with the boys. Man, imagine the president being the one that decides if you have a soul or not. That'd be wild. It's a gooboo.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
Ampelos?
So, how are we coming along?
More flowers.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. Entelekis. Like me.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby.
I've been waiting to say that.
Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feeling.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy. Dynamis, we call it. And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
That's me! That's me! An Enteleki!
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
So I'm curious to know now who concepted
Then, given
Dynamis.
the limitations you
Well,
described,
not Dynamis, but the flower.
why create Meteon?
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond. Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. 'Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river... Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
I see.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an Enteleki. Like me.
Not really the same thing.
Are we the same? Entelekis.
I have been known... If I'm thin, it's because Emmett Selk didn't do a proper job. Wait, what? Well, I have been known to transcend my limits without nothing but determination. Sure, I don't see why... This one seems like the most interesting answer. And your limit breaks, which begs the question of how Elidibus did it. Likely Aether.
That sounds more akin to the desperate flailings of a wild beast when facing imminent death.
A deficit of ether alone does not an Enteleki make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis.
I like how my word looks so offended. I was like,
limited though its influence
bitch.
may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear, I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
He could harness Dynamis because his nature had changed. Yes, I thought the same thing. I figured that once he fully took in the reins as that warrior of light appearance, his nature more or less changed. Never before had I heard of Dynamis or Entelekis. I can only hope the Elpis flower has submitted to the Bureau before I joined. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Not that I or anyone else will be able to make use of it even if we knew, but it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialize in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. In short, he can, because nature changed. Emmett will snark at you no matter which one you choose. By the way, though, the lines differ based on which choice you made. Gotcha. What? Actually, yeah, Emmett, what do you specialize in? Oh, you wish to know why Emmett Selk was chosen for the convocation? I should be glad to share the tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we've to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. Okay, if you say so. My apologies for the wait. I have inspected the Ampelosa to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature, and I dare say it won't be long ere it's released into the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well. The Charybdis. Emmett specializes in having the world's driest wit. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main aisle and head north. Alright. Main aisle, head. I am legit curious to know what will come of this. Like what knowledge we will extract from the past that will help us in future, you know? Whoa. What about these Charybdises? By this, I maybe assume that they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. A serpentine bird or a winged snake. I understand there's a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yeah, I made it to Elpis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it's capable of flight. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This third-generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water. Its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem, the result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we can't get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate wind until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know? But of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of aether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless. Shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that when transformed I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. Be that as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emmett Silk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows? Somewhere out of sight. Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. All right. Emmett Selk is out of sight. Good, let us speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Selk train the Charbidus. Wait, what? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all that you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Bell, I want you to go to Emmett Selk. Tell him that you have a favor to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Hades is Sakuna, the greatest sorcerer of his time, hence his staff in his true form. He doesn't specialize in anything. He is good at everything. Ah, I see. I have a favor to ask. I getcha. Alright, hold on. How close am I through an aether current? Not too far, actually. In fact, I think if I keep going this way... Well, I'll stick to the main scenario for now. Make sure your chat mode doesn't say... Yeah, no worries. Alright, so... Oh, no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmett Selk. Use your keyboard to say, please, Emmett Selk, to play with Emmett Selk. Okay. Hold on. Am I already clicking on him? Yes, I am. Alright, so, please, Emmett Selk. What? There we go. Oh, did I not do it correctly? I thought I did. Hold on. I guess I didn't do say. Oh, I missed a comma. Hold on. S, please. There we go. Missed the hyphen. No, I didn't miss the hyphen. I missed the comma.
No, no, no. You are not foisting this nonsense on me.
I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do so.
Oh, Charybdis.
And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach her to fly.
Or else Hermes will transform. Right now.
Now, there's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree.
Oh, would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell?
Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action.
Please, Emmett Selk. Please.
I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favor and let it be the last.
Pretty please. Whoa.
I will aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward.
This is where you realize that Hythe, Emmet, and Azem were the enemy of the ancients.
Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we?
She really said, do it now or you'll get naked.
You were wondering why Emmett Selk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see ether. But I declined the offer. For though my vision is exceptional, I am pedestrian in all other aspects. Worse even.
That also explains why Hythlodaeus was able to see us back in Amarat.
Ether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it?
Yeah, you can talk about a problem all you want, but if you're unable to like actually do something about it.
He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there is a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus did I recommend him for the office in my stead. And I wasn't the only one. Far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character. People the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was. Claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone. Modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received. Yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve himself in the business of others. Where he walks, excitement is certain to follow. His antics irritate Emmett Selk to no end. But much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals. And I'm proud to call them friends.
Aww.
To help them realize their dreams. This will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine. And together we may return to the star. Look at me. Spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the color of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different.
Well...
Well done, my pet. Well done!
Ah, yes. I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal to Emmett Selk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end.
This is making me admittedly a little sad just knowing what fate befalls these three friends, right? Myself being Azem, Hythlodaeus, and Emmet. That the three of them just kind of split off in friendship. Just because of what was befalling the star and whatnot. Because Emmet had to obviously stick with the convocation. Azem went off to go do his own thing, as he usually did. And Hythlodaeus was, in all likelihood, sacrificed in order to, you know, to bring about Zodiark. Wave to Emmett Silk from the edge of the... Hold on, wave? Wait. Wave. Hello? Emerging from his reverie, Emmett Silk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. If each member specializes in something, I still don't know what Emmett's was. Yeah, no, he's the best mage. It's what Hythlodaeus just said. He was the best at everything. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Vel and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. Man, I missed the big reveal for the Zone because Christmas brunch. What do you think so far? I fucking love it. I fucking love it. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Warrior Light, you don't understand. The pre-Zodiac nerf was lit as fuck. This is... You know what this kind of feels like? This kind of feels like going back to a game that you haven't played since it launched. Going back to the 1.0 version when it's in like... It's like several years ahead and it's changed irreversibly. Like it is a completely different beast than what it is now. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that's what you want. We do not speak of 1.0 Final Fantasy XIV. Well, I'm sure Destiny players could also relate. Like, I'm sure Destiny players could also relate. Of, like, people that played Destiny early on, jumped ship, come back to Destiny 2, and it's like, oh my god. What's happening? I'm fine, don't worry. Well, that concludes all of my present tasks. Let's return to Anagnosis for now. Whoever holds the title of La Habrea is the foremost expert in creation magics. I guess it's like Splatoon 1 versus Splatoon 3. Yeah, kinda. Also, yeah, each of the titles means something, right? La Habrea was really good at creation magics. I feel Hythlodaeus should have been a La Habrea in that case, given he's chief of the architects. The thing is, I'm pretty sure Hythlodaeus just said that he's good at perceiving stuff, but he's not essentially, he can't really create stuff all that well. At least not to the degree that the others can. Like, he's good at perceiving it, at perceiving stuff, but he's not good at putting it into action. He's a coach that doesn't play the sport. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. What? Want to apologize for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. He put all his bonus points in his eyes and forgot to put them anywhere else. Yeah, pretty much. Tell me, Vel, in the course of watching me, have you learned to audit value? Nothing so far, but I'm hopeful that will change. Dynamis seemed promising. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, but I don't think I found it yet. So Dynamis seems promising so far. Because that's kind of what we're here for. We're here for a solution to the final days, or something that Fandaniel, or Hermes in this case, was kind of onto. So we've got something here. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, what good fortune to find you here. Is something the matter? The Lycon. I'm afraid it's done. Lycon? I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did it release one for observation than it set up on nearby Occupades, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I had just fed them myself, and the Occupades were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycon that is to blame, their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it is an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubt that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there is no point in postponing the inevitable. The Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Primordial pitbull named Cupcake moment, yeah. Oh, if you speak to Emmett Silk when he's not with the quest marker, he'll tell you about ancient society. Okay. Hermes, wait. If this is part of the work, then I would observe. We follow. Yeah, this is all really cool stuff, honestly. Just like chilling around with my long and distant friends, yeah? Uh-oh. Oh, wait, no, guys, you can't say you can't say stuff like that. Oh no, this scene. I'm joking, of course. It's just one of those things of like, oh man, Vel, I can't wait for you to get to this part. It's like, neither can I. If it helps, Vel, I don't remember the scene. All right, well, we'll see. We'll see. I just did Endwalker. All right, let's go a little off course real quick and get that that Aether Current. This grass, I know this grass. It's plot relevant foliage. What class are you at the moment? Paladin. I'm Paladin. Northwest. So it would be... Oh! Griffins! And they're called Grips. Oh, another Aetherite. 12 wonders. Oh, hell no. We Endwalking? Northwest. So... where would it be? Oh, there it is. I hope there's some guy out there who legit played all of Endwalker walking. Hey, yo, we Endwalking for real, for real. Kinda can't with that stealth mission in Garland Mold. If you fall too far behind, you fail after when you're telling the girl. Yeah, fair enough. Alright. In turn, unmistakable, the Lycon was indeed responsible. But the creature's nowhere to be seen. Doors must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders, and I shall go and seek him out there. I met Silk and I will search the air for good measure just to keep sure that the Lycon did not escape. My thanks. Let us meet at the 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go on ahead. Please follow with Vel. Well, well, well. It's a good thing I attuned to this. This is just another. Oh, that's my dog. He don't bite the dog. And it's a picture of like a steroided bulldog. Let's look for Doors too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know him when I see him. If you're with Mitchell, then I assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. Ah, I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you'll find him soon. Dark-haired man. Just remember to put the report to bed. Not Doros' hair is long, but the color is wrong. I like how they gave us a descriptor of who Doros is, and you can still fuck up and like talk to other people. It's required. Blonde-haired man. That's Doros. Well now, if it isn't Medion, what brings you here? I have a pit mix. She looks mean, but it just your hand when friction scratches. I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realize you two had decided to help me on the search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Lycons, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't well return them to Tissus? Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Catesis. Nothing you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that a Lycon slaughtered Occupides. As the observer in charge, you are of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength makes for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos? A memory reconfiguration system. The Chief himself created it. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Huh. Interesting. Quite impressive, and potentially dangerous. Depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions, Pashtarat may wish to have words with you. Rest assured I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, Its applications are limited to those authorized by the Chief Overseer. Do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief, let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Aether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. I was about to say there are some thoughts swimming in my head. No, there are some thoughts that are currently swimming in my head as far as like how they nonchalantly kind of treat creations and magics and whatnot. Making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. Here's a question. For those that Zodiark tempered, was it the rational decision to cause calamity after calamity after calamity onto a new world, essentially, that is, yes, a fragment of its former self, but until you intervene, it's prospering, it's growing, and it's evolving. But each time you tip the scales, or let's make Zand do this, let's create the Garlean Empire and have them do this, right? Does that serve the same goal? Was that star not prospering before you intervened? But I guess at the end of the day, yeah, they didn't see the inhabitants as living. They saw them as like essentially living mimicry, like mimicries, yeah. So to them, it's like, we're getting rid of an infestation. Yeah. The Convocation saw us as little more than ants. Yeah, which is unfortunate, but if a creation cannot be properly studied even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. This all for the greater good, and none question that. And see, there you go. This falls more in line with what I'm used to the Asians believe it. With what the Asians believe, essentially. If it benefits us, we study it. We kind of like reshape it into our own image. If it doesn't suit our needs, though, we undo it. That makes perfect sense. I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat into the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creation, it is all the Lycoans have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been over. You know what this actually reminds me of? Obviously I know that Star Wars The Clone Wars does this a lot, where you get all the other commanders that don't really care about the clones that they have under their command. They very much just kind of treat them as an army, a very disposable army. But then you have Anakin and a few other folks in that show that treat the clones as like actual people. This is what this is reminding me of. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report and we may take it from there. And there are in fact good reasons for that can't be gotten into here, of course. Would it be possible for us to attend a discussion that Emmett Selk may better carry out his duties? By all means. We're just clones, sir. We're meant to be expendable. Not to me. Yep. But in this case, it's like, it's not really living consciousnesses. It's living creatures, right? Like, yes, you may have created them, but to interfere with their lives so flippantly, oh, if this one's failing, we can just undo them. We can just unmake them. As opposed to, well, wait, aren't we going to try to fix them? It's like, well, why try to fix them when we can just redo their existence? Yeah, I like this a lot. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled, like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Oh, whatever. Fucking armory chest, I swear. We do. I don't have Desynth unlocked. At least I don't think I do. And here you say the ancients are anthropocentrism. And here you see the ancients anthropocentrism. I fear this discussion may take a while, during which time Medion, are you feeling unwell? It's not me, Hermes, it's you. I won't go to the meeting. I'll stay with Vel. Loath though I am to impose, may I leave Medion in your care again? Leave her to me. I'm in your debt, if you'll excuse me. Can you help me with something, Vel? The meeting will make Hermes sad. I want to cheer him up with the flower. Hermes likes flowers the most of all creations in Elpis. Most creations are expected to be interesting or beautiful or strong, better in some way. But flowers are different. They're designed to suit our emotions, what we feel and want to convey. Hermes likes that. I can't make flowers, so I'll search for one, and I want you to search with me. Let's start here at the 12 Wonders. Medion is now accompanying you. Yep. I know the rules. Oh my god, flat tree! Vibrant purple flowers bigger than your hands adorn the tree. Ooh, so big and bright, I love them, but they might be too bright. You have to think of the recipient. That's what Hermes said. Slender tree! Medion is such a good kid. A tall, slender tree rises before you. You're craning your neck to look for flowers. No flowers. If there were apples, we could have covered them in syrup. Let's head outside next. Don't worry, we won't wander far. It's a flower bed. And an array of beautiful flowers grow in the bed, their mix of colors forming a pattern. These would be better for Hermes, but they're hedged in. Hermes, you shouldn't touch them. They're either under observation or poisonous. Any other place should be fine, though. Let's keep looking. Yeah, Hermes likes candied apples. Which is neat, It's neat. Familiar plant? If I was memorizing those undulations. Huh. Flower that can move. When Hermes wasn't looking, it shot seeds and not a good gift, maybe. But you're good, Vel, at spotting flowers. We'll find something soon. It's a roselet. You spy nothing promising nearby. At best, common-looking grass with some few tiny flowers. Nothing around here. Ah! Over there, Vel, something big. You. Well. A terrible stench reminiscent of a sodden old boots pervades the air. Without a doubt, the culprit is the marble-like creature before you. That sodden paws of terror, just, yeah. It's an Adonis. That thing's around its mouth look like it paddles, but the flowers are the orbs on its head. When Hermes inspected it, swallowed him up. He didn't leave his room for days. What do you think, Well, would he like it? No. Oh, no, sir. I'd rather not go near that thing. So not this one either. Finding a good flower is harder than I thought. Among the ancients' ingenuity, these things. Okay, go over this way. No, you're out. Lush fields. Lush green fields stretch out before you, ending where the sky begins. Shiny thing over there, what could it be? Hang on, gotta kill this griffin first. Shiny. Oh, Elpis. They're here too. Hermes likes and dislikes them at the same time. Like me, they're intellecties. Like me, they feel his pain and turn dark. That's only for Hermes, though. For others, they're always white and bright. Interesting. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Sorry, I'm having some thoughts in my head. I'll keep them to myself for the time being until more is elaborated, but... Then do you have it too, a dark emotion? We'll do it. I love this. I love that song, man. To the Edge is such a great song. It helps given all the context of what Soken was going through for that song, but it's one of those things that it's like every time the leitmotif gets brought back in, it just tugs on the heartstrings, man. Wait until they're finished, alright?
Oh, you were waiting for me.
You've finished talking?
Yes, we've come to a decision. My thanks for keeping Meteon company. Emmett Selk and Hythlodaeus have already retired to their rooms. There is room for you too, if you would follow me.
Wait! I want to show you something first.
Elpis flowers?
Go on.
Alright, time to flood all my pain and sadness into these flowers.
You're not the only one, Hermes. Others feel sad too. You're not alone.
I see Mission has shared much with you. May we talk a moment?
It's a little hedgehog.
I do not think it wrong that we live for the star, that we strive to make it a better place. And yet, in carrying out my duties here, there are times when I am plagued by doubt. Do you recall what Hythlodaeus said when we first spoke of my nomination? Death is the privilege of those who have fulfilled their purpose, a choice they embrace of their own free will, and when they depart, it is always beautiful. Perhaps it is, but only for man. Creations that he deems useless are discarded with nary a second thought. Some scarcely born into the world, afforded a handful of breaths before life and potential are abruptly extinguished. We make an effort to spare them the pain. They sense what awaits. Rage and anguish and cower and fear. And it is not beautiful. Yet no one cares. No one. So fixated are we upon the duty that we do not pause to question the method. Pain and suffering, confusion and despair, writ plain in the eyes of those poor creatures. Yet no one sees. We turn a blind eye and carry on in blissful ignorance. Not amiss. And always, always the blossoms shine pure and white. A contradiction so blatant I could scream, want to scream. How can you all accept this aberration? Then I wonder, am I the aberration for thinking thus? And I am filled with dread. But now I know I'm not alone. Not the only one for whom the flowers weep. I won't ask what you thought as you kneeled beside the Alpes, or if you only did it at Metion's insistence. Nevertheless, I thank you. To know that you too have experienced suffering is a comfort. To so willingly lend an ear to ease my burden, you are a strange one. The stars in the heavens, know you what they are? Though it is too far to tell, each glittering light could be a world not unlike Aetheris, a world filled with life. So many stars, so many lives. For us, there may be no higher purpose than to live for our world. But what of the other living beings out there? What is it that gives their lives meaning? that drives them day after day after day. To pose that question to our undiscovered cousins, I created beings of dynamis, who can traverse the vast emptiness between the stars. Meteon and her sisters. Aye, sisters. She has a great many of them, and they have already departed on their journey, traveling to one star and then the next in search of life.
Oh?
As one might expect, exploration on such a grand scale is rife with difficulties, and thus far I've naught to show for it.
Also, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I imagine
But
that, you know, this thing was impacted you pretty hard, considering what's being talked about.
And when we do, I should be glad to share our findings with you, in gratitude for your kindness. It's getting rather late. We had best find our beds. It would not do for both of us to be sleep-deprived on the morrow. Come, Meteon. Let us head back.
All right!
Yeah, there's a lot to be discussed with that kind of stuff, but I feel like it might be a tiny bit too depressing for the stream. See though, admittedly, stuff like this is why I genuinely love FF14, with how it can bring in all these very introspective kind of questions, all these very different POVs. It's a really good game for doing stuff like that. I'll probably come and do these later. So small, right? Shut up. An ultra brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my next task. As Emmet, Selk, and Hythlodeus are aware, we've reached a verdict regarding the fate of the light colonists. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be. How interesting that it's 7, huh? Chief can find no fault in his judgment. This would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. But whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lyconis have served their purpose. It really feels like the writer had gone through such things herself. It feels very personal, like a very personal story. I agree. It feels like a very, very personal story. Just a lot of loss, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of sadness that you can just really feel exuding from this long, long story. That I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of it takes inspiration from what the team has gone through personally. And because, again, it's such a large team, I imagine that it's because of that very fact that it just resonates with a lot of people. Yeah, paradox of valuing life is that unless all you value are plants, something has to die so that something else has to live. And by nature, how creation works, you need to design it to be so. Yeah, pretty much. Someone designed Lyconis to be overzealous. Uh-oh, what happened? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with the shield shot, but they became frenzied even more so than usual and broke free. I was able to stop 4, but the other 3 escaped. You and Vel handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. Alright. Hermes cannot fathom the concept of something wanting to die. Which is crazy considering that he eventually becomes Fandaniel and his whole modus operandi becomes the opposite of that. And obviously I say Fandaniel as if he's like still part of the convocation, but like, you know what I mean, like Asahi, like damn Fandaniel, kind of like that one. Crazy to think that this guy eventually becomes him, sundered, broken up into bits, doesn't give a damn about the Ascian, kind of like, Vel, he's not that one? What? I thought he was. Because this Fandaniel becomes the one that, right? Or no? They're different dudes. For all we know, your Fandaniel true name is Glupshido. Really? Because when we went to Amon becomes Fandaniel. Yeah, I was gonna say, because when we go to the moon and we're talking to was it the Watcher? I think it was the Watcher. No, not the Watcher. I think it's Hythlodeus. He's there and he's like, oh, I can see the color of someone's ether. That guy I recognize as Fandaniel. This other one, Xenos, I don't know who that is. Fandaniel becomes Amon, but rejects the soul of Fandaniel, but accepts the seed of Fandaniel. Fandaniel himself said he didn't know the Ascian world. They're the same, but yet not. But he has his memories. No, yeah, I was always under the impression that Fandaniel accepted what he was. He just didn't care for them. Because he was sundered, he just didn't give as much of a shit about the true Ascian intentions as opposed to the unsundered. Like, he was just so far removed that he chose to reject his duties. It's basically what he chose to do. Hence why I'm saying that I think it's crazy that Hermes here is Fandaniel, and he's the polar opposite of the Fandaniel that we know. That's what I'm saying. Fandaniel himself said he didn't know of the Ascian world. I'd have to look back at the dialogue, but I'm pretty sure what he said was his memories of the unsundered world are faint and distant. But not that he cares for them. He just straight up rejects them. He doesn't give a shit. You don't even know yet if Hermes becomes Fandaniel? No, but he's being offered the seat. He's being offered the seat. And the fact of the matter is, we know someone takes the seat of Fandaniel. Fandaniel was sundered but was restored some memories when he was given his seat back while Amon. Yeah, but as time went on, he cared more about his position as Amon than his position as Fandaniel. There it is, our quarry, within striking distance at present, but it feels threatened. It may well flee beyond our reach. Here's my plan. You will approach slowly in full view and draw the Lycon's attention. And I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash its orb of flames. Ah, that's true. I forgot that tidbit. The Ascians hunted down their Ascians' reflections. Our Glupshido probably being Hermes. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, I'm a real. The only other reason why I'm saying that this is the same Hermes that becomes Fandaniel, they share the same VA. They are the same voice actor. No, he immediately became modern Fandaniel the moment he got those memories back. Ammon died when he took the seat back. Fair enough, but as we saw by him dying when we got to Zodiark, clearly he held his time with Zand way more than anything he may have remembered from these times. But yeah, that's why he sounds different than in Shadowbringers when he sounds like Asai. To be fair, Fandaniel pretty much drops the Asahi voice as early as his first appearance in Thavnir. Because I think at that point, it's like, no, we know you're not Asai. There's no point in trying to pretend that you are. So he just drops the voice. It's the same way that Ardbert with Elidibus. He drops the voice immediately after we find him out and doesn't ever use it again afterward. He uses it around the public, but he doesn't notice it, but he doesn't use it when around us. Probably didn't have Fandaniel's voice actor by that time either, most likely not. To go back a bit, I don't know about Hermes not fathoming desire to die, but his issue is that he is very aware of the opposite desire and resents that people who don't create new life with proper care. Yeah, he's calling out the Convocation and a lot of his peers for being very hypocritical. You value individual life of ours, of man, but what of the creations?
Please, forgive me.
Yeah, this. But what of your creations?
And your kin find peace.
They're immortal, they literally have all the time in the world to design things that won't go berserk.
May you find tranquil seas.
Yeah. I feel for him. Guess but he doesn't consider that some things fundamentally shouldn't exist, aberrations of nature, which is something he needs to understand, I feel.
Form and one day live again. Serve not the star or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy. But leave your suffering behind.
I heard someone say it best. He's like a veterinarian who wanted to help animals but has to keep putting them down. Hey, actually, yeah. That's a good example. That's a good example. The animals are going wild. You want to free them. You want to save them. But the only solution, because they're going so rampant, is to just put them down. You don't want to, but you have to. Also L plus ratio plus get sundered plus die plus by level 83.
You do not belong here.
Leave to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star? And when the star has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry.
Yeah, no, Hermes' POV is very understandable.
So.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
I expect we have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
Yeah, no, I find the entirety of this section is fucking amazing so far. I've loved every single bit of what I've been kind of going through here. There's been quite an exciting visit for you this far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The other Lyconis have been taken care of. The incident as a result of life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends as the case may be. Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you'll go through that soon enough. Travelers at Crossroads. Also, we saw Vana earlier. And we haven't spoken to her yet. That was like 7 quests ago. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, and allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Vel? Will you continue along with us? Wonderful, our fellowship travels unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Anagnosis. You know, I'm curious to know what her interaction with Vana will be, considering she's, you know, Mama Crystal. My dog is talking to me, she wants to play. My cats can get like that too. Vinsky, my cat, will just occasionally come up on my desk, rub his face against my hand, and just go like, hey! Stop playing your game, stop streaming, stop arting. From here we follow this path northwards to Notenaeus. There will be one of the nearest which ends in Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requested permission, which I have previously been granted. We'll only use the device together once, and hence we will use it freely. Shall we? Yeah, but remember, this is before Vana A became Heidelin, B started the rebellion against Zodiac, and C doesn't even know about the final days. You know, I'm aware. I'm just saying that I think it'll be interesting to speak with her to gain a perspective. No, it's all good. I can infer most of that. Because I'm aware that the ones that, the few that survived Zodiark, as far as like sacrifice, likely rebelled and didn't want any part of it. So that makes sense to me. No worries. Here we are, Nutnast. This news will take us to Calamilozephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large above us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by...
A Spriggan!
Well, well. An Arrayus. How delightful.
There you go. Whoa.
And what, pray tell, is that?
It's a shark.
That's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight. Another, superior intelligence.
Wait, where did the...
And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end, I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Oh! Well, speak of the devil. Well, or speak of Mama Crystal.
That was too close. Are you unharmed?
Oh, her eyes.
Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Benar, that we should meet you here.
Yeah, no, it's uncanny.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star.
Oh, but she didn't.
Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work.
Interesting.
Benar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
Oh!
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus. You look well. Less so, Emmet Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number.
You think he's done?
A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is he, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, okay.
Huh, you know I am.
Zem seems just about as reckless as I am.
You are?
Hi, I'm a Zem, or like a fraction of a Zem.
I say, have you perchance come from the future?
I'm sorry, what? What?
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you.
Huh.
Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
Huh.
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
The echo. That sound... No. The blessing of light. Yeah. Not the echo, the blessing of light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals by chance? That sounds rather like the blessing of light. Hold on. They wouldn't have primals, would they? Yeah, they wouldn't have primals. Doesn't hurt to ask, I guess.
Primals, you say? But I'm not familiar with such beings. But if they enthrall by warping the balance of ether, then yes, the magic would afford you a measure of protection.
Then yeah.
I gather from your question that you are not ignorant to its presence.
No, sir. Oh, sorry, no, ma'am.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
Yeah, I really don't want to fuck things up with the timeline and whatnot. Sorry.
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future.
Huh.
Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest.
Yes.
Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright, well I hope you guys are sitting down for this.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation?
Oh my god.
I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos.
You got your ass beat. By me.
We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to. And quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
I like that she acknowledges how absurd it is to like, I'm gonna mark my special boy with my ether, and then when he travels into the past, I know for a fact that I'm gonna recognize it, so I'm gonna be like, hey, wait a minute! Did I send you back here? Is that me? Is that me sillier than me? Hell yeah, I'm gonna get even sillier! A colleague is testing with the matter of which or whether or not... Of course! Before we get into important plot stuff! Yeah, we gotta go find that, Spriggan. Vanal was your Zem's mentor, it should be noted. Ah, I see. Alright, let me take care of this real quick. The echo precludes the blessing of light. Yeah, I figured as much. Well, so remember back in Shadowbringers when it was established that the Hydaelyn marks everyone who can hear her? This was why. The echo precludes the blessing of light. She needed to make sure she found the one guy who she sends back to herself. Interesting, so she anticipated that we would be going back in time then. Hence the name Echo. Yeah. It's an echo of long forgotten power, yeah. Oh, what the hell? Concurrent viewers went down to 3. What the hell's going on? Our last searcher returns. I'm afraid the Aureus no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better. You see 14? Yeah, no, it just weirdly dropped down to 3 a moment ago. It's back up to par though. Crystal, well done. Wonderful, now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had an eye for finding things? That I do. Traveling and searching go hand in hand. Also, why the power from it is semi-random. It's whatever your original self knew how to do so well it was etched in their soul. Yeah, pretty much. Held the seat of a Zem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the front in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys had lessened considerably since I entrusted these positions to my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. The stream was sundered? Hear, feel, think. Instead of that, though, it's buffer, lag, stutter. Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I return this stolen property. If you go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Hear, feel. Chad, is this real? Cope, seethe, malt. It's funny as hell. Also, real quick to my Twitch people, because I know there are a few watching. Appreciate the viewership. Your chat, for some reason, isn't showing up at the top hand corner. I don't know why chat messages haven't been showing up in that regard. But yeah. I see you. Alright. Oh, that was fast. Hi, Vina. Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Oh boy. Time for lore dump with Vina. Oh. You have answers.
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Right, time to put the serious lore dump expression back on.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
There's a lot to say. Where to even start? Okay. Oh, hold on. A calamity called the final days has befallen the world. In the future I come from, the world has been sundered, broken into shards. Mankind is being forced to... Should I warn them of the final days right off the bat? Or should I allude to... You tell them everything anyways?
Why don't you start from the beginning?
There you go. Okay. Yep, Mother Crystal. Hades, the Asians. Amarat, and what Hades did. And then, of course, Zodiark.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Vina?
I think Vina thinks it's true. Judging by her expression, she's definitely, yeah.
Details of the first final days. It is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale.
Yeah, because...
Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did.
Thank you! Finally!
Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Heidelin?
That's what I've been wondering this whole time.
Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures.
Oh my god, yes!
Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain. But your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future whence he came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that
the same thing that Graha did, more or
I
less.
see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically.
Yeah, no.
Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
Hang on, I'm gonna pause real quick. Similar to what Graha did, you can't fix the already broken world with the 8th Umbral Calamity. So what do? You travel back in time and then send yourself to the sword to the first to try and prevent a different future, right? But that's kind of what she's getting at. But even she's like, no, but that wouldn't make sense. Why would you send my chosen champion here then? Yeah. Well, Vinay is saying, though, if you wanted their help, why wouldn't you go straight to the convocation? Yeah, why here specifically?
True. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which he must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Bro, what the fuck? She is literally echoing everything that we have been saying so far. Wait, so your first option, when you've been given years of preparation in the inevitability that Zodiark is killed, or decays, or whatever, your first option is, oops, final days are upon us again, time to just go away, go to some other place. You didn't prepare in any other way? And she's literally like, no, yeah, wait, why was that my first option? Why is that what I spent my time preparing? Certainly I would have figured out a way to, like, forestall the final days. Dude. This is great.
Even the 14 failed. Mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed.
Sounds a lot like IEW show.
And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Yeah, like...
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale?
Listen, Emmett.
Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity.
Do I need to go back to the part where I specifically told you about how bad I kicked your ass?
Portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this Zodiark in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory.
Huh.
Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable?
You know, I've been sort of shooting around the idea with my friends that the reason he did it is likely because he likely wanted, you know, he was done with it. But it is interesting that we now have the in the time Emmett basically criticizing what inevitably led to his demise and basically the fall of the Asians. That's
Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
all right. Bye, Emmett.
Emmett Selk, wait!
I understand his frustration, though. To basically tell him, by the way, you were the villain in this story.
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them.
Dynamis is key to all of this.
Ah yes, the energy distinct from ether. Though not my field, I have a basic understanding of Dynamis. And you say Hermes researched the phenomenon in the course of creating Meteon? Yes, I believe this warrants further investigation. With that settled, tis time for action.
Oh man, I love
the
this.
missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Yeah, no. I think in a similar fashion to the Emmett Selk that we knew in our time, he's guising his disbelief under like smugness and introversion. I think he truly deep down believes what we're saying but doesn't want to accept it. As well as the fact that, again, like I said, we painted him as the villain. Which, for all intents and purposes, he was. But, you know. I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. I'll watch the VOD, enjoy the walk through ancient history. Merry Christmas. Yeah, happy holidays! He hides his emotions under a layer of cynicism. Yes, very much so. Alright, so I'm sorry to say, I know y'all are excited for me to continue going. I am gonna have to stop for now though because I'm very busy with other stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching today's Final Fantasy XIV ENDWALKER stream. I really do appreciate it. Y'all stick around for Friday and I will try and stream again to conclude this arc in particular. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Y'all take care and have a good Christmas. Bye-bye.